For centuries, the ice has kept its secrets buried deep and untouched.
Oh, guys, look!
Now, as it slowly melts, the hidden world beneath is starting to emerge.
When the Germans got to Antarctica, what they found were massive cities.
Strange creatures.
Ah! Is that the creature?
Eerie discoveries.
Maybe it was aliens, dude. It is alien eggs.
And unexplained anomalies are finally coming to light. Today, you'll witness the frozen mysteries that have been waiting in silence for generations.
If you have any ideas what it is, please let me know.
The Alaskan mountains usually feel quiet and untouched, but in October 2023, something unusual broke that calm. A mountaineer was recording the snowy peaks when a round disc slowly lowered from the sky. It came close to the ground, almost choosing a spot beside him. Soft red lights appeared around its edge, glowing in a way that felt like a secret call. He kept filming, unsure if it was a device, an unknown aircraft, or something visiting from far away. After that moment, the mountains didn't feel empty anymore. They felt like they were holding on to something waiting to return. Unknown circle.
Alright, I'll touch it.
Okay, touch it.
Two boys walking across Utah Lake in 2015 came across a strange sight, a huge round marking beneath the ice, stretching for miles. The circle looked almost perfectly shaped, making it hard to believe it formed naturally. When they looked closer, they noticed odd bone-like shapes floating in the water. The objects had an organic look, thin and pale, unlike anything they had seen before. The boys thought they might be eggs from something not from here. Within days, the cold returned and the ice froze over again. Experts later checked the area, but no one could identify the strange pieces caught under the surface. Snowfield saucer. Antarctica drew attention again in 2014 when a team of U.S. scientists found a giant disc-shaped object while climbing down a snowy slope. The thing had pressed a deep space into the ground, almost like something heavy had arrived there suddenly. When they got closer, the size and shape reminded them of classic UFO reports. Since the area was remote, no one else had seen it or reported anything unusual. The team contacted their base, hoping further study would explain how such an object ended up frozen in the snow. Sky Wanderer. During a 2006 research trip in Antarctica, a group of Norwegian scientists was slowly moving across a quiet stretch of water. The only sound came from the boat pushing through the icy surface. Then, a soft glow formed above them. A disc-shaped object eased into view, resting in the sky like it was watching the team below. It stayed still for several seconds, then drifted toward a far-off mountain and faded into the clouds. The team reviewed their footage later and realized they had caught something unusual, something that didn't match any aircraft they knew. The moment left them with more questions than answers. Unknown visitors. This traveler, John, was hiking through a mountain trail and noticed 3 red orbs floating above the ridge. At first, he assumed they were drones filming the view, but their movement felt different. The orbs hovered in slow, careful motions, almost like they were searching for a place to rest. Their glow flickered softly, pulling his attention and making the surroundings feel strangely alive. Standing there in the quiet, he started sensing they weren't regular machines. The mountains around him felt like a meeting point for something unfamiliar, and the way those orbs circled the sky made him think more of them might arrive soon. Siberian encounter. During a solo trek across a cold and empty part of Siberia, a traveler came across an unconscious figure lying half buried in the snow. The footage recorded in 2018 showed a form that matched many old descriptions of beings not from our world. One leg seemed missing, hinting at a rough landing or something that happened long before the traveler found it. There were no tools or clues nearby to explain its origin. Some people believed it might have arrived from the sky, while others thought it could be something ancient that froze in place long ago. Tic Tac UFO. A passenger on a plane couldn't take his eyes off the mountains below when something unusual streaked across the sky. A giant, white, cylindrical object zipped past at incredible speed. He grabbed his phone to record it, astonished at the sight. Just as suddenly as it appeared, the object disappeared. To the passengers, it looked just like a tic-tac floating in midair. Excited whispers spread through the cabin, and the sighting left everyone stunned. Even long after landing, the memory of that strange, fast-moving craft lingered, an encounter no one on board would ever forget. Peakside visitor. High above the Andes, a passenger filming through his window noticed something strange resting near one of the peaks. A flat craft hovered silently, holding its position without shifting even an inch. The stillness made it feel like it was waiting for some signal. Some people who later saw the clip felt it wasn't a craft at all, but a doorway of some kind sitting above the mountain. If the plane had slowed down or circled the area, who knows what might have stepped through that silent opening. Oval formation. In early 2012, satellite images captured a large oval pattern in the snowy landscape of Antarctica. The formation had several rings inside it, about 400 feet wide in total. The shape was so clean that many people thought it looked man-made, possibly the remains of an old structure buried beneath the ice. Others suggested it might be a natural formation shaped by strong Antarctic winds, even though its perfect symmetry seemed unusual. Without a team on the ground to examine it, the true purpose of this strange oval remains a mystery. Giant creature. This clip posted online quickly grabbed attention. It showed a strange creature moving across a road, its long legs stretching far beyond anything normal. At first, it looked like an oversized spider, but its bright red back made it seem almost unreal. The creature crossed the pavement and slipped out of sight before the recording ended. People who saw the video felt unsure about what they were looking at. Some thought it might be an unknown species. Others imagined something from old stories. Whatever it was, it left the internet buzzing with worry and curiosity. Strange discovery. While exploring Antarctica on Google Maps, a geologist spotted something strange buried beneath the snow. Zooming in revealed a sharp, V-shaped structure with precise angles that seemed unnatural. Near the center was a dark hole, almost like an entrance. He shared the discovery online, and it quickly went viral. Some viewers suggested it was the tip of a buried pyramid, hidden for thousands of years. Others proposed it could be a crashed craft, perhaps a UFO concealed by ice. Whatever it was, the find suggested that this frozen land might hold secrets left behind by visitors not of this world. Hidden boundary. A clip posted online pulled millions of people in almost instantly. It showed a plane flying over Antarctica's giant ice wall, giving a view most people will never see with their own eyes. But something about that wall looked unusual. It didn't feel like a simple layer of ice. Near the edge, viewers noticed green spots, tiny signs of life in a place that should be frozen from end to end. People started believing this wasn't just a natural barrier. It looked like a sealed border, a quiet gateway leading to lands untouched by our world. And maybe one day, whatever lies behind it will step forward. River lurker. Back in 2016, an employee from Alaska's land management team recorded something moving under the cold waters of the Chena River. The clip showed a long, dark shape gliding just beneath the ice, with frozen pieces sticking to its back like rough scales. It stretched out across nearly the entire frame, moving in a steady, unsettling rhythm. Some viewers said it might be a rope or something caught in the flow, but nothing was ever found. The creature-like form slipped away and never returned. To this day, people still replay that footage, trying to understand what was swimming under the ice that morning. Hidden forest. A research helicopter was flying over a wide stretch of frozen land when the crew saw something that didn't belong there. Below them, in the middle of the icy ground, stood a cluster of tall green trees. The area looked calm, lived in, and strangely warm compared to everything around it. The site didn't match the harsh weather at all. People later suggested it wasn't just a random forest. Some believed it marked the edge of a secret city, built long ago and kept away from the world. Stories even tied it to powerful groups guarding a hidden place the size of a major city, quiet, active, and unseen by most. Frozen Watcher. While exploring the snowy land of Alaska, a traveler uncovered something unusual beneath a layer of ice. Footage from 2022 shows a tall figure trapped in a frozen state, its mouth open as if caught mid-reaction. The shape looked almost lifelike, as though it had been preserved for centuries, long before written history. Its still posture made people feel it had been stopped by some unknown force, frozen purposely to prevent it from moving again. Others suggested it might have been left as a warning for whoever came next. Whatever it was, a full body rests quietly under the frozen surface, untouched and waiting.
There is a whole body of a monster right under this.
Snow pyramids.
Google Earth, it's getting some buzz. It shows an area of Antarctica that some people claim clearly has pyramids covered in snow.
Images from Google Earth began circling online, drawing attention to a part of Antarctica that shows triangle-shaped formations buried under thick snow. Drone footage added even more interest, revealing angles too sharp to be natural hills. People shared their own ideas. Some believed the shapes belonged to an ancient civilization hidden under the ice, while others suggested they might be structures linked to visitors from far away. No team has reached the site yet, so the mystery stays in place. Until someone studies them closely, the frozen pyramids remain one of the quiet secrets hiding deep in Antarctica. Icy monster. Deep in a snowy region, an explorer brushed aside a layer of ice and uncovered something that stopped him in his tracks. A face appeared, long pointed nose, pale eyes, and features that didn't resemble any known animal. Curious, he carefully cleared more snow and saw that the shape continued under the surface. It made him wonder if he had found a creature preserved for ages, maybe something from a time before humans ever reached these lands. He picked up his tools, ready to free more of the frozen body. For now, only the head is visible, but the rest waits beneath the ice. Cloud structure. A video posted online showed a triangle-shaped object sitting on top of high mountains covered in thick clouds. The shape looked solid, almost like a giant structure blending with the white mist. Before viewers could decide what it was, a bright beam rose into the sky beside it. Moments later, a glowing orb appeared in the same spot. People who watched the clip felt the whole scene looked like a meeting point for something unusual. Some said the structure might be a dome hiding an entryway, and the orb could be a visitor arriving through it. If true, the mountains may hold more than just snow. Golden Visitor. Lake Bayal is known as one of the oldest lakes on Earth, and in 2022, something unusual appeared at its edge. A round craft touched down near the water, glowing with a soft golden light at its center. The light spread across its surface and sent out waves that locals said caused nearby devices to stop working. People watching from a distance felt the craft was studying the area, as if it was checking the lake's deep freshwater. Some believed it was drawing something from the water, minerals, energy, or elements we don't fully understand. Ice tracks.
It's so black and it's so dark.
During a long journey across a frozen wilderness, an explorer noticed something huge buried beneath the ice. As he brushed the surface, a large rusted caterpillar track appeared, its shape old, heavy, and out of place.
Caterpillar! Wow! Oh my...
Even though it looked like machinery, its size and style didn't match anything used in recent times. The discovery made people wonder if it came from an early expedition or from a project no one ever recorded. The track sat frozen in time, untouched, and waiting for answers.
The caterpillar is here, but a lot of techniques...
Buried eyes. A researcher using special equipment sensed something unusual under the snow and began digging carefully through the layers. After a few minutes, a face appeared. Large pale eyes, long sharp teeth, and features that didn't match any known animal. The frozen shape looked ancient, like a creature from a forgotten age, or a being that lived long before humans started keeping records. He planned to uncover the rest of the body and hand it over to scientists, hoping they could study it properly. Whatever this find means, it might change what we know about this land. Straight edge ice. In 2018, a NASA aircraft flying over the Antarctic Peninsula captured something that didn't look natural at all. Floating in the sea was a massive rectangular iceberg, with edges so sharp they looked carved. The sides were smooth, clean, and almost perfectly straight. When the footage was shared online, many people said it was just a rare type of flat iceberg. Others felt it looked too precise, like it had been shaped by tools or linked to a hidden project beneath the ice. No matter the explanation, ice rarely forms something that perfect. Skull find.
That's a real skull.
A group of experts headed into the icy wasteland, hoping to uncover pieces of a fallen craft. With a metal detector and a pickaxe, they dug through the snow, searching for anything unusual. After a few minutes, they uncovered a small, dark object. It looked like a skull, but its shape didn't match any human or animal they knew.
You have any ideas what it is? Please let me know.
The finding confused everyone, and they kept digging, hoping the rest of the area held more clues. Whatever this thing belonged to might still be buried somewhere under the snow.
Wow! Wow!
Godzilla hole.
Sits on top of the mountain. They see an ominous-looking black object in the ice.
During a 2012 flight over a glacier near Mount St. Helens, researchers spotted something unusual in the snow. From above, it seemed like a dark mark on the ice, but when they flew closer, they realized it was a giant opening, about 60 feet wide. There were no signs of collapse or melting, making the hole even more confusing. Some believed it might connect to a hidden lava pocket. Others thought it could lead into a deep cave system. Locals started calling it the Godzilla hole because of its size. Its origin remains unsolved even today.
Researchers think it looks like what could be an entrance to a monster's lair, so they dub it the Godzilla hole.
Ice ship. In 2018, a massive structure was noticed along the coast of Antarctica. It looked like a frozen ship, nearly 400 feet long and locked into the sea ice. Satellite images showed a shape so detailed that many people wondered if it was more than just an oddly shaped iceberg. Some believed it could be an abandoned research vessel hidden years ago. Others imagined an ancient wreck, long forgotten. Because of the harsh conditions and remote location, no one has been able to study it closely, leaving the true nature of this ice ship unknown. Three-finger find.
Mostly green. Have no idea what it looks like.
Explorers moving through a remote icy region noticed something unusual, shining under a layer of frost. As they brushed the surface away, they found a hand trapped in the ice. It had only 3 fingers, and its skin carried a greenish tone, unlike anything familiar. Local villagers remembered a strange object passing through the sky days before, which led many to think the hand might belong to whatever came down that night. The group, unsettled but curious, continued their search, hoping the ice might hold more clues to the strange visitor. Hidden vault.
What is being done here is really helping to safeguard our future.
High above the Arctic ice, a passing satellite recorded something that didn't match the empty landscape. A structure stood partly buried in the snow, and a narrow road led straight into a tunnel that seemed to disappear underground. It didn't look like a research spot or a shelter for travelers. It felt more like a quiet project built with a purpose only a few would know. Some believed it was a survival vault, a place created to protect life if the world ever faced a major crisis. With global tensions rising, the idea didn't sound far-fetched. Many felt this wasn't just planning. This was preparation. Frozen giant. Deep in a small Alaskan village stands a building so huge it looks out of place among the quiet houses. It was created during the Cold War, meant to serve as a military or research base. Then one day, everything stopped. The people working inside left without any clear reason, leaving tools, papers, and personal belongings behind. Over time, the building became a silent block of concrete, untouched and frozen in its last moment of activity. Some locals believed it was once designed as a protective shelter in case things went badly, but when the danger passed, the massive structure was simply forgotten. Ice return. In the cold stretch of Antarctica, something unusual has come back. A massive opening in the ice, larger than the state of Maryland. Scientists first recorded it in 1974, watched it disappear 2 years later, and assumed the mystery was over. But in 2016, it returned. And this time, it kept growing. This type of opening, called a polynya, normally forms near the coast, but this one sits far away from the shoreline, deep in the ice, where nothing like it should appear. Its sudden return has left many wondering what forces are shaping it. Natural or not, the timing feels unsettling. Snow Hollow. The pilot flying over Solemn, Russia, noticed a wide opening in the middle of a snowy neighborhood. From above, it looked like the entrance to a hidden world under the ground. When warmer weather arrived, authorities brought heavy machines to fill it with sand and secure the area. The final answer was simple. It was a sinkhole caused by the earth below collapsing. But many residents still remembered how sudden and strange it looked, appearing out of nowhere in a quiet town. Even after it was filled, people kept sharing stories about what they thought it led to. Ice pathway. A group exploring Antarctica came across something that didn't fit the untouched surroundings. A long tunnel-like path stretched through the snow, shaped with smooth and curved edges as if carved by a machine. It was far too perfect to be natural. Some travelers guessed it might have once led to a hidden Cold War base. Others believed an old ice drilling machine could have created it before being abandoned. A few thought the path looked like something pushed through the ice by an underground craft trying to rise. They saved the location on their GPS, unsure who would ever believe it. Ancient water. In Alaska, some glacier water is believed to hold something rare, drops that have stayed sealed inside the ice for thousands of years. People call it fossil water because it has remained untouched by the modern world. Its bright blue shade comes from the way light moves through the thick ice. Many locals say this water feels different, almost calming, because it passes through layers of rock and ice before reaching the surface. Some drink it or bathe in it, claiming it brings a refreshing and purifying effect to the body. To them, it's more than water. It's a piece of Earth's earliest past. Frozen shape.
That's like a monster. Another monster.
While exploring a lonely stretch of ice, a group of adventurers hoped to uncover forgotten stories buried beneath the snow. But what they found left them uneasy. Scattered bones, a decorated key, and strange footprints marked the area, as if others had once stood there long before. When they dug deeper, the ground cracked open, revealing a huge shape locked inside the ice. Just when they thought they understood what they were looking at, the key in their hands began to glow softly. It felt as if the frozen shape wasn't hidden by accident. It was waiting for someone brave enough to use that key. Unknown figure.
Walk in the woods could reveal art frozen in time, maybe reminding us of a much simpler time.
A quiet walk through a wooded park turned unusual when locals spotted something sticking out of the frozen ground. At first, it looked like a simple block of ice, but as people stepped closer, a clear outline began to appear. It was a human-like figure, perfectly still, almost lifelike, as if it had been placed there by time itself. The figure was part of an art piece called Zugo, created to bring old history into the present in a strange but meaningful way. Visitors said it felt like running into a memory from another era, frozen in place and waiting to be seen. Hidden cities.
They found were massive cities, and these buildings were not just on the surface, they went deep down underground.
In 1938, a German ship quietly made its way toward Antarctica with more than explorers on board. Researchers, engineers, and people chasing old stories joined the mission. They scanned the icy land from above, searching for something believed to be buried beneath the snow. Over time, whispers began spreading about what they found, massive structures reaching far below the surface. The team reportedly moved in and began setting up a base inside those frozen ruins. Years later, the United States sent a very large team of its own. Whatever lay under the ice seemed to be more than rock and frost. It felt like something ancient with unusual power. Antarctic mystery. In 1963, the American icebreaker USS Adusto came across the Ross Ice Shelf in Antarctica, the largest floating ice shelf covering nearly 487,000 square kilometers. This massive shelf has long been a key landmark for explorers, often acting as a graveyard for icebergs that break off its front. Admiral Byrd set up a base called Little America there between 1928 and 1930, and later used it for Operation High Jump. While no hard evidence connects Byrd's missions to any underground facility, the sudden halt of Operation High Jump, along with classified reports and Byrd's statements, has fueled decades of debate. Some still search for that smoking gun proof of his secret camp. Snow Yeti. A security camera set up in a snowy wilderness captured an unexpected visitor one night. Slowly, a massive furry figure emerged into view. It began eating something from the ground, then stood up and moved closer to the camera. Strange, echoing sounds filled the night, as if it were calling to someone unseen. Fully visible now, the creature looked like a colossal version of Chewbacca from the movies, but the snow and shadows made it seem far more real. Locals watching the footage immediately wondered, could this be a Yeti? The figure's presence left more questions than answers. Alaska crash. In 2025, Flight 445 took off from Onalla Airport, heading to Nome Airport in Alaska. About 12 miles off the coast, it vanished from radar. The next day, wreckage was discovered on sea ice, 34 miles southeast of Nome. All 10 people on board, 9 passengers and the pilot, were confirmed dead. Investigators found no clear signs of mechanical failure or severe weather. Details about the crash remain heavily restricted, leaving locals and online communities questioning what really happened. Some wonder if there's more to the story than what's been revealed, fueling speculation and unease about the remote, icy region. Russian Yeti. A Russian cyclist captured a bizarre sight while riding through snowy terrain. In the distance, a massive dark figure stood tall on a slope, seemingly unaware of the cyclist. As he slowed to get a closer look, he realized the creature towered over the landscape. A Yeti, or at least something that looked like it. That day, his ride wasn't just about enjoying the snow and scenery. He witnessed something that blurred the line between myth and reality. The footage left him stunned, a reminder that some legends might be hiding in plain sight. Weird plants. While studying weather patterns in Antarctica, researchers noticed something unusual. Strange plants growing beneath the snow, some half submerged in icy water. With no humans nearby, their presence baffled the team. How could vegetation survive in such extreme cold? The find sparked big questions. Was there hidden warmth, an unknown life form, or even an entire ecosystem beneath the ice? Scientists continued monitoring the area, determined to understand what might be thriving just under the frozen surface. A reminder that Earth still holds secrets in its most extreme regions. Snow monsters. In Japan's mountainous regions, particularly in Zhao, winter brings an eerie natural phenomenon. Heavy snow and strong winds coat trees in ways that make them appear like grotesque humanoid figures. Some formations rise several feet tall, twisting and contorting into ghostly shapes. Locals call them snow monsters, and their forms constantly shift as weather changes throughout January and February. These chilling yet fascinating figures are a reminder of how nature can create shapes that seem almost alive, blurring the line between reality and imagination. Open discussion. Today's open discussion is about this clip recorded by a man, Stanovich, in Russia. He stepped outside expecting an ordinary day, but the snow-covered field near his home held something completely unexpected. A large, dark craft sat quietly on the ground, as if it had dropped from the sky. It looked intact, with no visible damage at all, in a place where aircraft rarely pass through. The sight felt out of place. He wondered if someone or something had been inside it moments earlier. Whether the visitors had already moved on or were still hiding nearby. The thought left him uneasy, and he posted the clip online, where people started guessing whether it was a crashed UFO or some other craft. What do you think about it? Comment below. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.